Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading, and I'm using the Universal Waite tarot deck. So kind of a classic deck, and I'm just going to draw 3 cards. My intention with today's reading is to kind of give us an overview of the week ahead so that we get some kind of ideas, inspiration for the week ahead. All right. I'll just position my cards so there's not as much glare. All right. That's the thing with glossy cards. Okay. So let's start with the first card. The first card represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. Okay, and here we have a card that I often struggle with, and it's the Five of Swords. And it's an interesting reminder about, how am I going to say this? So let me describe this card. Let me start there. There's 3 people on this card. One guy looks pleased with himself, like he's won, and the other 2 look dejected. And part of me wants to say that this is about really challenging you to find a solution this week that works for everyone. Finding a solution that doesn't leave anyone out. But I also feel like there's a deeper, more personal interpretation of this card. And it's about goal setting and achieving, and really noticing kind of what you're putting your energy into. And I'm going to tell you a story about myself, a really boring story. So last week, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago now, I decided to try a low carb diet. And, I've gained a bit of weight with the pandemic. I've gained some COVID pounds, and I thought, I'm going to try low carb because that's the diet that's worked for a lot of people I know. And so I planned my meals out and all that, and I lasted like 2 days. And I realized it was because the goal appealed to one part of myself, but not the other parts. So the part of myself that likes organization and control and planning, and challenges, liked this idea. And the part of me that's kind of health conscious and stuff like that really liked this idea of this diet. But then the part of me that likes pleasure, the part of me that does not like organization and over planning, the other aspects of my personality did not, were not actually on board. And I didn't really realize that. I didn't really think about it until I failed, 2 or 3 days into this diet. And I realized that the reason I failed is because I had a bigger desire. Sure, I had the desire to maybe lose a couple of pounds, but I had a bigger desire to eat potato chips and drink cider and stuff like that. So I failed because I didn't take into account the other aspects of myself and their needs. So now I'm back to the drawing board, and I'm setting a new goal to simply eat more veggies and fresh foods and less sugar and less, crappy foods. And I'm going to plan around that. So I'm still going to have good food. It's just going to be healthier, more balanced. And I'm not going to be as strict with the no carb thing. I'm just going to avoid, refined carbohydrates and things like that. So I'm going to take more of a balanced approach, and I may not lose weight as quickly, but I'll probably stick to that mode of eating. I'm more likely to stick to that style of eating than having this really rigid set of rules to go by. So this week, if there's something you want to achieve, if there's somewhere you want to go, if there's something you want to do, just ask yourself, is this only appealing to one aspect of my personality? Or, how can I make all of my parts of myself happy and incorporate that? So let's look at the card for the middle of the week. This is for Wednesday and Thursday. And this is the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is a card of happiness and joy. More than anything, it's a card of emotional fulfillment. And there's a really nice feeling here of opportunity. Like you will have some opportunities perhaps this week to find emotional fulfillment. And it may just be for a moment, it might just be for an afternoon. And it may be in unexpected ways. So it may not be how you think you're going to find it. And that is another message of this card. This card represents an ideal, a particular fantasy. And we all have these fantasies of what we think will make us happy and what we think we need to do in order to feel that sense of fulfillment and realization. And the Ten of Cups actually kind of challenges you to be open to finding that fulfillment in unexpected places and to maybe let go of that rigid fantasy or ideal that you think you need to achieve or get to in order to find that bliss and that feeling of success. So let's move on to the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Woo, we have Ace of Wands. I love getting an ace in my readings. So with an ace comes new opportunities and fresh starts. And there's this fresh energy with the ace. And the Ace of Wands has to do with creativity and inspiration. The Suit of Wands has to do with energy, passion, focus. And so the first card in that suit, the ace, has to do with getting getting inspired, being inspired to do something, getting a really good idea. This is a week, this card's on the weekend. So this weekend, you may want to keep a little notebook and pen handy to jot down any ideas that you have, because you might find yourself flooded with inspiration and energy. Okay, so let me zoom out here, and I'm getting the little symbol on my screen that my battery is dying. So I feel a little bit pressured to wrap this reading up. What's interesting here is that we have the 10 and then a 1. So the end of one suit, the beginning of another suit. And I feel like this week has the potential for joy and inspiration. But what's interesting is there is this kind of crappy card at the beginning. And that crappy card is really more than anything like an invitation. It's an invitation or an opportunity to really look at whether or not you are being fair to yourself and whether or not you're being fair to others in your life. So is what you are asking for, is what you're requesting of others fair? And also having a look at how you treat yourself. Like I feel like I wasn't really being entirely fair to myself in demanding that I eat no carbs. I mean, that was just crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. So, are you being fair with yourself? And I think that once you're able to ask yourself that question and figure that out, that allows you to practice more kindness, not just towards yourself, but towards others in your life as well. And that brings you to this wonderful place of openness and possibility for opportunities. And then, of course, to the end of the week with the Ace of Wands, which is an opportunity, I think, to direct your energy towards a worthy goal. Because, you probably have lots of creative energy flying around, but it may seem useless until you're able to focus on something and direct it towards something. So that's what the Ace is all about. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I want to mention here. I don't think there is. So, one thing I do want to mention is there's a big difference between the first card and the second card. The first card shows people that are disconnected, and then the second card shows connection. So there is this journey from maybe unfairness, disconnection, even hard feelings, to the opposite of that. which is really beautiful. And that could play out differently for all of us. But I think that that's an interesting thing that has come up in the reading. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this. I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope it gave you some new ideas. And if you want to learn more about tarot reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. And as always, I invite you to share your own thoughts and interpretations of these cards in the comments section below. And I hope you have a wonderful week.